In the brutal world of combat,
Look at that. Wow.
there are fighters,
Goes in all sorts of trouble.
monsters,
Finish it here. It's over.
and then there's Mark Hunt, a Samoan made of steel with
Oh, wow.
fists that turned off lights and a silence that screamed destruction. Every time I stepped into the ring, the air would cut off. You knew something wild was about to happen. It did not adorn.
Take a breather here for a second.
It did not warn. It only hit and destroyed. From the crudest kickboxing to the mythical K1, he left a trail of chilling knockouts and deafening ovations. This is not a story. It is a storm of pure power. Get ready to feel the fury of the jaw-breaking power. Mark Hunt's most brutal knockouts in K1, but before subscribe and activate the bell to see more videos like the one below. Mark Hunt was born on March 23, 1974 in South Auckland, New Zealand, into a family of Samoan roots, surrounded by hardship, poverty, and an environment that quickly pushed him toward violence. From a young age, Hunt was a troubled child, embroiled in street fights and extreme situations that would lead him down dark paths. As a teenager, he joined a gang, was arrested several times, and eventually ended up in prison. For many, his destiny seemed written, one more lost in the spiral of crime. But what set Hunt apart was his natural brutality. He didn't need formal training to knock someone unconscious with a single punch. His reputation on the streets grew so much that many claimed that he beat people for sport, gaining fame as someone who was not afraid of anything or anyone. Mark Hunt made his professional kickboxing debut in Auckland. In 1999, the stadium vibrated, but no one imagined that they were about to witness the birth of a legend. Mark Hunt, a corpulent Samoan with just weeks of serious training, stepped into the ring for the first time as a professional. His opponent, Amatagi Sue, a more experienced fighter. In the ring, Hunt was an underdog, but that only lasted a couple of minutes.
He's as big as a truck, I tell you, so big hammer when he walks backwards, he makes a beeping noise. Big leak.
From the start, Hunt didn't move like a rookie. He stood firm in the center of the ring, absorbing blows as if they were caresses.
Try and just out-stamina Amatagi.
Many of the big names that Australia and New Zealand has to offer tonight.
There was no hurry. There was no fear. Just a fixed stare, as if he was waiting for the perfect moment. And that moment came in the second round. After enduring a flurry of punches, Hunt stepped forward, rotated his hip, and landed a left hook that sounded like thunder. Amatagi Sue collapsed as if her wires had been cut, straight to the ground.
Beautiful rapid hand combinations from Hunt.
Clever tactics, clever look to each other in centre ring.
A little bit of talking trash in centre. Here comes Mark Hunt.
Amatagi knows he's got to stay up.
Unconscious before she touched the canvas, the audience exploded. That was the first warning of the Samoan. The rookie had arrived with a mission: to knock out, destroy, and leave a mark. And that night, with that brutal punch, Mark Hunt ignited the spark of a legendary career.
He walks straight into the right hand.
The giant Samoan had just issued a warning to the rest of the tournament. His power was real, and he was in destructive mode. In the semifinals, his opponent was Jason Suddy, a veteran with more technique and mobility.
He's brutal. Leg kick from Andrew Beck. They call him the hardest leg kicker in the world.
Hunt walked in with a serious face, showing no emotion. During the first round, he received several hard blows, but did not back down a step.
Dan still has it, Michael. What are you talking about?
He's brutal. Leg kick from Beck. Call him the hardest leg kicker in the world. The title extended.
Trying to get us killed here.
Suddy was starting to get confident until Hunt unloaded a forehand bomb straight to the chin. It was a dry, scary sound. Suddy's body collapsed without reaction. The crowd exploded. 2 fights, 2 knockouts.
And he's coming. Here he goes! Back goes down to 2 knockouts. That's it. That's it.
But the final challenge awaited him. Phil Fagan,
Is over as we get it underway in the final of the K1 Oceania. Adventure to Japan.
fast, technical, and with good endurance.
Mark Hunt.
Well, Hunt will find a much more spirited opponent in Fagan.
Hunt was already visibly exhausted, breathing heavily in his corner. However, in the final, he came out as a wounded predator. Fagan tried to impose the rhythm with kicks, but Hunt closed the distance, cornered his opponent on the ropes, and unleashed a devastating combination: jab, right hook, uppercut. Fagan fell to the ground senseless. In a single night, Hunt knocked out 3 men. That performance made him viral in Japan, and the promoters of the K1 were quick to call him. The rough boy from South Auckland had just burst through the front door on the most competitive stage of world striking. His rise had just begun, and he did it by sheer knockouts.
Straight for the nose.
They are very, very dangerous. They are very, very...
Oh, there's a big right hand to the side of the jaw. Nice uppercut from Hunt. Fagan goes down. Fagan goes down.
Fagan's going to take a count here.
The old plan uppercut.
Her first major test in K1 came on June 24th of the same year, when she faced Hiromi Yamada. At the K1 World GP in Melbourne, the Japanese was more technical, but Hunt chased him with hooks and overhands.
おっと膝が飛んできた右ストレートおいそしてストレートちょっとまだ何もできない右アッパー危ない
Until in the second round, he landed a devastating right hand that turned off Amada's lights. In celebration, he raised his arms and barely smiled. His style was not boastful. He was relentless.
さあこれカウンターを取れるか山田
カウンター打ってんですけどね。
ビクともしませんマークハント右
Then came his fight against Mike Bernardo on July 8th, one of the idols of K1. Everyone expected Hunt to be swept away, but the Samoan held on.
ただこの2人のうちたった1人はいけない
もったいないですよね。
右ストレート飛び込んだハント
Fought back, and won by unanimous decision. The monster was taking shape. One of the most remembered fights occurred on December 8, 2001 in the semifinals of the K1 World Grand Prix in Tokyo, where he faced the German Stefan Lecko. Hunt not only survived Lecko's surgical technique,
His knees back from under him.
You better get the straight check in. If I take my voice beyond the threshold of pain, here comes Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt's going to steamroll his way to the final. Lecko just smiles at him. He is a man who...
but wore him down round after round, until a short hook gave him the decision victory.
My bomb has exploded.
Mark's got to jump on Lecko, knock him.
Oh, the right hand! That was the right hand all the way from South Auckland. Oh, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The boy.
Then, in the grand final, he faced the imposing Francisco Filho, master of Kyokushin. The Japanese threw brutal kicks for 3 rounds, but Hunt, with a titanium jaw, endured everything and returned punishment at every opportunity. It was a war. He won by decision, and that night he was crowned K1 World Champion. He had reached Olympus. His streak continued. On July 14, 2002, he faced Jerome Lebanner, a K1 icon. It was a battle of giants. Lebanner landed punches that would have knocked anyone else down. But Hunt was unfazed. In the second round, he surprised him with a brutal uppercut, and although the fight went to a split decision, Hunt won. That win was crucial. He had beaten one of the most feared men on tour in his best form. Then, on September 28th, he faced Stefan Leko again. But this time, he lost by unanimous decision. It was a reminder that the summit also comes with falls. And then came the night of December 6, 2003, at the K1 World Grand Prix final. Hunt came in with 3 previous wins, but also a severe injury to his right leg. He could barely walk, and even so, he decided to fight. In the quarterfinals, he faced Gary Goodridge. The fight started evenly, but in the second round, Hunt stood with the bad leg and let loose a combination that ended in a monster hook. Goodridge fell dry. The ovation was deafening. In the semifinals, he faced Jerome Labanner again. It was a hellish fight, but Hunt withstood the unthinkable and won by decision. In the grand final, he faced Musashi, the local idol, a technical, patient, and dangerous fighter. Hunt could barely support his leg. You could see the pain on his face, the accumulated fatigue, but something else was also noticeable. The indomitable will not to fall. In the second round, Musashi tried to press with combinations, but Hunt, with chilling accuracy, unleashed a clean right hand to the Japanese's face. Musashi staggered, and Hunt went for everything. He caught it with another overhand and sent it to the canvas. When the final bell rang, Mark Hunt, against all odds, injured and exhausted, was crowned champion of the K1 World Grand Prix 2003. It was his second world crown, and it was his last fight on the circuit. Mark Hunt didn't just retire undefeated that night. He retired as a supernatural force in striking. Like the fighter who arrived without technique and left with 2 titles in the most prestigious tournament in kickboxing. Each of his fights was a demonstration of what power, determination, and an indestructible spirit can accomplish. It was a perfect, bloody, heroic, and absolutely unforgettable farewell. What do you think of the Samoan monster that dominated the K1 scenario? Comment in the comments which knockout you found the most surprising and bloody, or the most entertaining and interesting to watch. Subscribe, also activate the Tinkerbell if you want to know a little more about the journey of Mark Hunt or some other Samoan monster. See you in the next story that will be even bloodier.